Hi, I just want to quickly go over how I memorize my flower diagrams. There are only really a few you need to memorize if you use this method. So the way that I'm going to write it out is that we're going to have your antibiotics here, and then as far out as the antibiotic reaches, I'm just going to write that name. For example, if the medication covers E. faecalis, it's also going to cover S. pneumoniae and S. pyogenes unless stated otherwise. Or if it covers Pseudomonas, it's also going to cover Enterobacter. So to start off, you have your basic penicillin, which covers E. faecalis, and again, it reaches down, so it also covers S. pneumoniae and S. pyogenes. And then it also covers N. meningitis. And when you go to the next evolution, you got your Ampomox. This one also covers E. faecalis, so it looks very similar. However, extends out not only to Neisseria meningitidis, but also to Haemophilus influenzae. Then when you reach your beta-lactamase inhibitors, you keep the same bugs that are covered by ampicillin, amoxicillin, but you also add on Bacteroides coverage from the beta-lactamase inhibitors, as well as MISA. And finally, in the final evolution, Piptazo, the only thing it doesn't cover is VRE and MRSA. So that's an example of how an evolution works, and a lot of these really only have two evolutions. For example, you have NAF-OX, and they have the same coverage as cefazolin, cefadroxil, and cephalosporin. Oh, another thing to note is that I'm only covering the organisms that are fully shaded in. So you might have to look back if you want to find the ones that have only a line around them. So nafcillin, oxacillin, cefazolin, cefadroxil, cephalosporin, they all only really cover S. pyogenes and MISA. And actually, the next evolution will be in clindamycin, which covers S. pneumoniae and MISA. Next, we have linezolid, tedizolid, and daptomycin, which all cover all the way up to VRE and MRSA. And that expands to, or that actually devolves into vancomycin, which obviously doesn't cover vancomycin-resistant Enterococcus faecium, and only goes up to Enterococcus faecalis. But it still covers MRSA. Then you also have ceftazidime, aztreonam, tobramycin, and amikacin, which cover gram-negative organisms like PEC, Neisseria meningitidis, and Haemophilus influenzae, and Pseudomonas. Gentamicin is also an aminoglycoside, and it does cover PEC and NH, but it does not cover Pseudomonas. So they look exactly the same except for that one distinction. Next we have the cephalosporins, ceftriaxone, cefdinir, cefuroxime, and cefpodoxime. All 4 of these cover up to S. pneumoniae, because remember, no cephalosporins cover Enterococcus. PEK, NH, and MISA. And if you take that whole flower diagram and you add Pseudomonas, you get cefepime. And again, if you take the whole flower diagram and you add MRSA, then you get ceftaroline. Sometimes it's just something that you have to memorize. For example, metronidazole only covers Bacteroides. And carbapenems cover everything except for Enterococcus, MRSA, and atypicals. Tigecycline does not cover the 3 Ps, which are Providencia, Proteus mirabilis, and Pseudomonas. Nitrofurantoin also doesn't cover the 3 Ps, but it does cover E. coli and Klebsiella, MRSA, VRE, and Enterobacter, but not the 3 Ps. And there you go. The flower diagram is for 30 drugs. You got this. Good luck on the next exam.